There is an unwritten saying in the defense forces that if a soldier has completed his posting in the northeastern sector and here in Ladakh, he is considered to be the toughest soldier of the motherland. Newsgate presents a very special report on ITBP posted here at the frontier Ladakh along the line of actual control. This is Ladakh, place of thin and rarefied air. There is very less oxygen in the air in landscape Ladakh. There are places where you would not find any blade of grass for miles. Those who belong to Ladakh have special DNA in their blood to support and survive here. The beauty, rather the exquisite beauty of landscape Ladakh hides one threatening fact. Ladakh was a brutal battleground of 1962 war with China, a war which every Indian wants to remember for unparalleled heroics of our defense forces. And Ladakh is the same place where China still eyes large parts as their illegal land. Though our neighbor is classified as a friendly nation, its many acts are opportunist and wholesomely unfriendly looking from a journalist point of view. All this has put our brave soldiers in the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force in direct line of engagement in possibly one of the most inhospitable regions on this planet. This is Ladakh, a place of thin air. In this exclusive episode of National Security Series for the first time ever on television, ITBP in Ladakh deployed right at the cold Chinese frontier. 50% of locations that was allowed to shoot by the Government of India included those where television cameras had not been taken ever before. Ladakh, the second largest district in India, only second to the Kutch in Gujarat, is a place so vast, expansive and inhospitable that as per the last census done in 2011, the density of population in Ladakh is only 3 persons living per square kilometer. But the vast land is extremely strategic for India. Chinese knows it rather too well. That is why wave after wave of Chinese People's Liberation Army, that is the PLA of China, invaded Ladakh during 1962 war, not knowing that Indian forces will fight rather too well and stop them midway. The border here at the Tibetan Plateau running alongside the Chinese territory is known as the Line of Actual Control, the LAC. Many rounds of talks still remain before an agreed international border is drawn up between India and China. Till that happens, the task for ITBP, the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, is clearly cut out: defend frontier Ladakh at all cost, rather at any cost. Ladakh poses some of the most fearsome challenges that Himalayan heights can throw up for the ITBP. The air is thin here, meaning there is very little oxygen in the atmosphere. Strangely, the local geologist stated that landscape Ladakh has great similarities when compared with Atacama Desert in Chile, in South America. Snowfall in desert of Ladakh is not the same snowpack or the ice that happens elsewhere in the Himalayas. Ice in Ladakh that falls from the sky is a dry ice, same as one would find in your fridge or refrigerators. This dry ice is very, very dangerous. There are many horror stories that are associated with the exposure of dry ice in Ladakh. ITBP Jawans are given some chilling directions by their commandants, telling them not to expose their hands and fingers out in open during winter months. If your finger gets exposed to dry ice for even a short duration, then that's a bad story. There have been many instances of bad cases of frostbite and infection. Strangely, the local geologist stated that landscape Ladakh has great similarities when compared with Atacama Desert in Chile, in South America. Undeterred by these experiences, these hardy men and now women of the ITBP soldiers stand like a wall in front of any misadventure by the PLA, who would regularly test the patience of cool-headed ITBPians.
हमें फोर्ट ज्वाइन करने का बहुत इंटरेस्ट था। हम हाई एल्टीट्यूड में आ रखे हैं यहाँ लद्दाख रीजन में, तो यहाँ पर हम काफ़ी 15-16 हज़ार फीट की ऊंचाई पे हम पेट्रोलिंग, LRP, SRP सब कुछ करते हैं और यहाँ पे हम ड्यूटियाँ भी करते हैं।
It's a picture-perfect country. Frames changes practically after every second turn. Ladakh is a photographer's delight, but these postcard frames hides one cold and chilling fact. Every square inch of this arid zone is fiercely contested between India and China. ITBP here cannot afford to leave any stone unturned. Each countryside, each hilltop, all lanes and bylanes, all hamlets and villages, all lines of communication in this place are always on guard, all the year round. The Himalayan terrain on the Indian side is very rough, while on the Chinese side it's almost the Tibetan plateau. That is why one would hear many stories of so-called good roads on the Chinese side and how bad are in the Indian territory. But not anymore. Ever since Narendra Modi government has come to power in Delhi since 2014, things at the border areas have changed dramatically. A world-class road network has come up. Tarmac is just like Formula One track. All this right up to the last border outpost. Winds of change for better has begun to affect the lifestyle of ITBP troops along the Indo-China border at frontier Ladakh. Morale of troops at this great height is sky high. Take for example outpost Chumar, a place on this planet where ultraviolet rays bombard the tarmac without any filters. Chumar is the same place where local people have a special DNA in their blood to survive in the extremes. This is a rare recording done at one remote corner along the Indo-China borderline. Occasion ITBP's health camp for 85 residents of Chumar. The doctor on duty was very specific.
आज हम चुमर चौकी चुमर गांव में आए हैं, जिसकी हाइट लगभग 15,000 फीट है। यहाँ पे डायरेक्ट सनरेज कॉस्मिक रेज, अल्ट्रावायलेट रेज बहुत ज़्यादा परसेंटेज है। जो स्किन के एक्सपोज पार्ट्स, यहाँ पे हमने देखा एक्सपोज पार्ट्स के और अल्ट्रावायलेट रेज का बहुत इफेक्ट होता है। जैसे फेस है एंड चीक्स है, ये देखिए वो दिखाऊं, ये देखिए। इसी तरह से बच्चों में इसका परसेंटेज ज़्यादा पाया जाता है, क्योंकि ओपन पार्ट्स जो है बॉडी के, ये देखिए। इसके लिए हम इनको कुछ प्रिकॉशनरी मेजर्स बताते हैं, और जिस तरह से बॉडी को एक्सपोज कम से कम होने देना है, और कुछ ऑइंटमेंट्स हैं और सनस्क्रीन है, और आइज़ पोलराइज लेंस गूगल्स यूज़ करना है।
Here in Chumar in 2014, soon after a new government was sworn in Delhi, the Chinese tested patience of ITBP and our defense establishment. In these parts, invasion has a new name. Soft vocabulary is used in diplomatic language to pronounce intrusion. Chumar is not far from Trishul. At Trishul Heights, every square foot of land is a prized one. Everyone knows what happened at Trishul and battleground Razangla during 1962 war. These favored lands of warriors can shock any normal person down the spine who would visit these places. Now protected and patrolled by the Indo-Tibetan Border Police force, this part of Ladakh is being filmed exclusively for this recording purpose to drive home one simple point. These fearsome soldiers of the motherland are guarding that part of India which is tailor-made not only for the toughest but for the tough and the toughest. Here at these remote locations, at these arid and dry lands, ITBP troopers have one more delicate task to perform. In their continuing endeavor to provide all possible assistance to the sparsely populated areas in Ladakh, locals are sensitized about harnessing solar power, which is abundant and plenty at the roof of the world. Area commandants and subordinates take extra pains to visit almost each and every doorstep, pitching in for adoption of solar power in their homes.
ये सौर ऊर्जा है, जो उसका सौर प्लांट है, वो एक बार परचेज करने के बाद उसका कोई खर्चा नहीं है, ठीक है। उसके द्वारा आप पूरा 24 घंटा लाइट का उपयोग कर सकते हैं। उसका उपयोग यह है कि सबमर्सिबल मशीनें हैं जिनके द्वारा सिंचाई कर सकते हैं उनके द्वारा, और इसका कोई प्रदूषण नहीं होगा। आप यूज़ करें, बिल्कुल निःशुल्क है, जितना आप यूज़ करना चाहिए यूज़ कर सकते हैं। असीमित है इसकी आपूर्ति। सरकार इसको आप खरीदेंगे तो सब्सिडी देगा, उचित रेट पे आपको ये मार्केट में मिल सकता है। और जो इलेक्ट्रिक वायर है ना, इलेक्ट्रिक स्टोव है, उनका यूज़ कर सकते हैं हम कुकिंग के लिए। सोलर कुकर है, उसका हम खाना पकाने में भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं उसका।
तो वो होना बहुत
जरूरी है वो
जरूरी है।
हाँ, वो प्रदूषण के हिसाब से भी और हमारे लिए भी बहुत फायदेमंद है वो।
हाँ, तो वो होना ही चाहिए सर। मतलब जिधर से मतलब सब्सिडी मिले वो हमें मिलना चाहिए सर। धन्यवाद सर।
Each ITBP battalion and their affiliates has a veterinarian on the call always as an integral part of ITBP's civil contract program at Indo-China borderline. This is Pobran village, height 14,200 feet above the sea level and just one valley away from the border. Today, a senior vet with his team is on a visit for a routine medical inspection. For its soldiers, medics are prompt to take care of the injured. ITBP also has a lifesaver for their troopers, this pressurized suit. To tackle any emergency, this pressurized case comes in handy for any soldier suffering from high altitude sickness. He is immediately put into this lifesaver. With pressure dropping almost instantly, the injured is then rushed to lower heights. For ITBP, ponies are ideally suited for long and short range patrol. Consider it as an achievement for local commandants. ITBP troopers had begun carrying heavy armory and rations for remote outposts in Ladakh, and this includes both medium machine gun and small cannon fire. The task, as it appears, is not an easy one, but is simply the opposite. It's battle of wits for man against all odds here at the rugged roof of the world at battleground Ladakh.
भारत तिब्बत सीमा पुलिस ने जहां पर हमारी गाड़ियां नहीं जा पाती है, वहां पर हम रसद सामग्री और एमुनिशन घोड़ों की मदद से पहुंचाते हैं। ये मेरे पीछे जो आप घोड़ा देख रहे हैं, जिस पे हमारा हथियार, एमुनिशन और रसद सामग्री लदी हुई है, ये अग्रिम चौकी जाने के लिए तैयार है।
This retinue at an advanced outpost has just left its station for border patrol to keep an eye at the entry point along the world's most fiercely contested and guarded water body at a crazy height of 14,500 feet. It's Pangong Lake. It's a huge lake, close to 150 kilometers long, 2/3 in India and the rest falls in China. It is also the collection of the largest salt water trapped in Himalayas, a testament to a fact that this place in Ladakh was one filled with salty seawater before Eurasian plate traveling at great speed, after peeling it off from African landmass, collided here in this region, giving birth to the Himalayas, and at the same time trapping seawater just like this one, the huge Pangong Lake. Why Pangong Lake is crucial to India's defense strategy? The answer is simple. If left unguarded, our tough and rough neighbor will have an easy access into India. And navigating about 100 kilometers on water over Pangong Lake as compared to covering the same distance over the rugged and rough mountains in Ladakh are two different stories altogether. That is why ITBP has to guard the both flanks of this picture-perfect Pangong Lake. To the south of Pangong Lake lies the fabled and mysterious Somoreri Lake, one of the largest water body of the purest form of H2O available, in the Himalayas. All of Somorari Lake lies within the safe confines of the Republic of India. Swimming and boating is prohibited in Somorari Lake, keeping in mind religious beliefs of the local village. The recording team was fortunate to meet these brave girls from the ITBP at Loma, location height 3,800 feet, and again at Rango, height 14,000 feet and counting.
इरादा हमारा इरादा आज दिनांक पेट्रोलिंग करके अपने एरिया को डोमिनेट करना और दुश्मन की पीआईडी की नजदीक दुश्मन की एक्टिविटीज पर नजर रखना है। इस ब्रीफिंग के दौरान किसी जवान का कोई शक या सवाल? नो मैम। यदि किसी का कोई शक या सवाल नहीं है तो सभी मेरे साथ खड़े मिलाएंगे। अभी मेरी घड़ी में सेकंड बाकी है। 5 4 3 2 अब
At checkpoint Loma, these women soldiers of the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force are keeping a hawk eye at the last bridge on the river Indus. No one can walk past this passage without the permission of these women soldiers. Hands at trigger point and fingers on the firing pin. At Loma, everyone takes these women soldiers very, very seriously.
Replying?
सर ये चार्ली होटल नवंबर के पीटर लीमा अल्फा क्रॉस कर रहे हैं जिसका कोड 5437 है जिसकी सीरा टर्म की है रोजर
रोजर चार्ली 1 to अल्फा 1
रिप्लाइंग
8:10 की पेट्रोल को लेकर गोल्फ रोमियो 437 पर पहुंचे।
So this is Indian territory, you go back. This is Indian territory, you go back.
It is
This
Chinese
is
territory,
Indian
please India
territory.
go back.
You go back.
This is Chinese territory, please
This is
India go
Indian
back.
territory, you go back.
The area commandants of the Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force at Point Chumar made sure that Chinese detachments of People's Liberation Army do not and should not cross the Lakshman Rekha. As the marathon standoff turned out, the PLA just could not. This mock drill and simulated exercise held specially for the RSTV at BOP Dungti is the near representation of what really happens when ITBP platoons patrolling at the Indo-China border bump into a face-off situation with the Chinese PLA. After a hard day's workout, it's time to shake and relax. Combat duty in Ladakh is tough. Those who serve the motherland in these harsh and adverse conditions are gifted and celebrated. It's the ITBP soldier who has been standing still like a rock at icy heights in Ladakh. This was a very special report by Newsgate on ITBP's deployment here at the frontier of Ladakh along the line of actual control. Namaskar. Jai Hind.